Welcome everybody to the first Slido product event of 2023. We're so excited to have you today and to show you all of the innovations that we've made to the product in the last few months. The team that is here representing has been working so hard to put out these innovations for you, and we hope you're just as excited as we are about them. So who's with you today? First and foremost, Anna Vincenti. It's crazy, the picture looks so similar to what I look like right now. I'm Anna Vincenti. I'm a user researcher here at Slido by day, and sometimes also by day I am moderating some events because I really enjoy being present here with you all for these events and kind of connecting our customers to our product. Also joining us today is our wonderful head of product, Cracky. I know it says Peter, but we all have nicknames here. He's a really brilliant leader, and we're excited to have him walk us through all of the product innovations for the day. Also joining us are some wonderful team members, including a brilliant researcher, Rachel, and two of our PMs, Martin and Graham. And Martin's nickname is Brazzy. Forgot to mention that. Before we get started with some updates, do remember to join the discussion at Slido, which you can see in your WebEx sidebar over on the right. If you don't want to join us through the sidebar, that's okay. We'll also give you the option in just a moment to join via the QR code or in your browser with the link. Please ask questions, upvote other people's questions if you find them interesting and you want to know more. We want to make sure that we're addressing the most top of mind topics for you. So here is where you can join us, and you've got slido.com with the hashtag #justlaunched, or you can scan the QR code. I'll leave this up here for just a moment before I move forward. Okay, I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1. Moving forward with some housekeeping. No need to take notes today. We're going to do all of that for you. We're recording the session, and it will get shared out with you via email and also be put on our website. And we will share a slew of resources as well, which will come to you via email and be put on our website also. So you can just sit back, relax, eat your popcorn, drink your water, and we're just going to give you the updates. No need to do any work. Before we get started, though, I'd love to ask you all, what are your top reasons for deciding to join us today for our March product update event? These are some of the things you can look forward to seeing today, and we'd love to know what's top of mind for you. Great, learn about the latest releases. Well, that's good. That will definitely be a part of the presentation today. Looks like getting insight into the roadmap is a hot second one. Do you think we're going to deliver on that today?
I really think so, yeah.
Good, great.
It'll all hopefully we get also your insights into our roadmap. That would be pretty nice as well.
Absolutely. Awesome. Comparing Slido to other tools and then asking some questions on the product. Well, great. We've got a whole Q&A coming up at the end of the session today, so you've come to the right place.
Yep.
Awesome. But it looks like our top winner is learning about the latest releases, so you are definitely in for a treat. That is what we will be mainly focusing on today. All right. Thank you to all 152 of you for voting. That is very exciting. We're happy to have you here. All right. So quick agenda. We're going to start by sharing with you what's new. What have we currently released in the product that we're excited to share with you today? Then we're going to move into what's cooking in our Slido kitchen. What are some of the features you can look forward to coming to a future near you? Then we'll share a quick recap of all those updates we've shared with you. And we'll move into a Q&A. So for those of you that wanted to get your questions answered, that'll be a wonderful place to do that. And then something optional that we've decided to add brand new to this product event is the Ask the Slido team. It is optional. It'll be a 30-minute segment where we will divide into 4 separate topics, and you can join a room that has a topic that suits your interest and curiosity. The members that you see here today will be representing those different topics and be able to have conversations with you and answer questions that you might have about the product. That's all from me as far as housekeeping goes, and without further ado, I would love to hand it over to our head of product, Cracky, to walk you through the wonderful product innovations we've made in the last few months. So Cracky, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, thank you, Anna, and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. Before we really dig into all those important things that you are here for, I would like to actually tell you a bit about our mission and what we really believe in, and how does it incorporate into our product. So the first thing is, this is our core belief, that we believe in power of great meetings to facilitate learning, enable connections, and build trust. And I think as you are over here, you must believe very similar. very similar thing over here. And it also translates to our mission, and this is already for 10 years. The Slido exists. We are here to help people to get the most out of joining meeting or event, and mainly by enabling an open and inclusive dialogue for every attendee. And I really do hope that you also see it from the features that we are building, that this is really our mission. I would like to also mention like what is currently our focus. These are like 4 things I would like to actually show you. The first one is super user experience. This is really what we want to do. And I would say, especially for the participant side, those of you who use Slido, you know, like when participants come, they exactly need to know right away what to do. Otherwise, it can actually disrupt entire flow. Seamless integrations. We're gonna present a couple of new things over here today. Collaboration, that's again like something we want to focus. It's many times it's actually coming from you, those requests. And the last one is the insights that you get when you present with Slido, what kind of insights you can get from us. And what I actually want to mention before I go next is all of those 4 features is not like we would kind of come up with and try to, like, okay, this is exactly what we need. In Slido, we really try to listen to you and try to understand the problems that you do. Shout out to our user research team, Rachel over here as well, she will be presenting. We do almost 1,500 user research calls with people like you, and I believe like many of you who are on the call had to be part of actually one of our user research calls at least, to help us to build features. So these are the things that we hear from you, and that's why we try to solve them as much as possible. And that kind of brings me to Frankie, and this is meet Frankie. Who is she? We think she represents our customer base probably the best. So she works in a larger organization. She might even lead a team. But what she definitely does, she cares about a healthy workplace. She wants to work in a workplace where she is happy and she loves working in. And how actually Frankie thinks this is very important. She wants other people to be heard, right? She values transparency and she values cooperation. Very similar how we work in Slido. And why I'm bringing Frankie over here, because we'll be almost like following her story during our product updates, and try to make it okay. This is a day of Frankie, and how actually different features fit into her workflow. So the first one, we will actually starting what is new and what we delivered the last couple of months. So you would see what is actually out there and what you can already use. So the first thing is improved workload, and this is our probably one of the most used features. Workload is really like used quite a lot, and you could see before it was like a jumping around, and we make it like a nice and neat. I think you could see it at the very beginning. The second part is Giphies and Pexels integration. This is available to all our plans. So the free version, people who are using the basic version, they can actually use it. And this is again, like for Frankie, it is to brighten the mood at the very beginning. And how it works, you can go to Slido, you can insert basically like choose a library, either Giphy or Pexel, which is like an open libraries that you can use, and feel free to use in any kind of environment. And the third thing I would like to introduce over here, or basically we introduced, and I think this was a big hit actually when we made it, and we all love it in Slido, and also we hear it from our customers how they can really love it. And if you think of Frankie, who really values transparency and collaboration, this is a feature that she definitely needs. She needs to know when people are typing, so she doesn't cut somebody off. It really gets all of the ideas and all of the important insights from her participants. So I can see the hearts and the likes coming over there. I totally love the feature, so it's awesome. One more thing that I would like to actually introduce or mention is the required question in our survey. It was asked by our customers for such a long time. Yeah, nothing really complicated to be honest, but what I actually like about the feature, that now when you make a survey in Slido, people kind of immediately understand this is the important question that I want to actually fill, and these are the like optional questions over there. And we can already see many people actually using this feature. But now what I'd like to do is actually try these features. So let's try it out, all of them actually at once in one poll. Oops, sorry, I skipped actually a little bit too far. So let's try it out so we can see actually participants responding. I think I'm in the wrong window. Again, we can tie to Frankie's story when she's preparing for important meeting, how actually, what the meeting should be like. I can see it should be productive, it should be definitely engaging, it should be interactive, it should be short. I love that one. Now we have 21 of you still typing, so I'm gonna wait for you so we can see how the feature works. I'm gonna have it. I can see collaborative with an emoji. Love that one. Communicative, motivated, transparent, fun, sticking to agenda. I really like that. Our head of design is really actually a big fan of agendas in meetings. Very important one. Short and effective, motivating, and not boring. All right, cool. So let's see actually what kind of meetings do you usually organize. And this is, to be honest, I kind of expected that the trainings will be the highest thing. Over here, we have plenty of people as customers who use us for trainings and events. And then we can see towel horns, all hands, yeah, team meetings, client meetings. Still, we had 11 participants typing. Nice, cool. So let's just move on. We have already 130 people actually on the call, and pretty nice. Cool. This is another important part over here. So I presented something that is already out, but also, as we could see, also at the poll at the very beginning, what you are interested in is like what is cooking, what is actually in our Slido kitchen, and we're gonna do it as I mentioned on the backstory of Frankie. So she's ready for a very important meeting, a big presentation that she's preparing with her team, and let's see how we can actually help her. So the first, we have Frankie, and she's thinking, I have an important presentation with my team next week. I don't want to use Slido with my team involved. I've been added to a Slido space. Interesting. What is it? And now we have Rachel. Who can actually show you how this works.
Great, thank you, Cracky. Hi everyone. So I'm Rachel. I'm a user researcher here at Slido, and I've been helping to develop our newest feature to enable collaboration, which I'm excited to show you a sneak peek of today. So let's look at Spaces. Okay, so first of all, what is this feature? Well, Spaces is an area created by a Slido user within admin to help organize complementary events. You can also add members of your organization to the space, and that allows for seamless sharing and collaboration of your events. So why did we decide to develop a feature like this? Well, we are continuously speaking to our users, as Cracky mentioned earlier, and particularly with our enterprise users, they found the sharing and organizing of events not to be the simplest, especially when they were sharing events with multiple people or with the same people on a regular basis. So we've been working with our users to develop a feature that will hopefully help that in future. So let's think about Frankie and see how Frankie first discovers Spaces. So she's logging into her Slido account, and she can see that she's been added to a sales space. She's thinking, what is this? She clicks into it, and she can quickly see that members of her team have been added into a space. She wants to explore an event that's been run in the past, so she can go into past events, explore the analytics, see which polls worked well for previous events. And she's going to duplicate the event so she can use it for her next event that she's running. So she simply duplicates it within the space, changes a few details like the event name and the date, and her event is ready to start editing. So she can keep the polls that she knew worked well before, and she can delete polls that she no longer needs. And she actually realizes she wants to add another colleague to the group. So she simply adds a new colleague, and then they can start collaborating on the event together. So there's no need for her to individually add team members to events again. So what are the benefits of Spaces through Franky's eyes? Well, she sees that it's an easier way for her to share events with collaborators. It allows her to organize her events more for a way that suits her. It gives her an opportunity to be inspired by other Slido users and broaden her Slido use. And we're also working on space settings, which will enable her team to have specific event settings for any events created within the space. And that's it from me right now. But if you want to learn more about Spaces or ask us any other questions, then please do join us in the Spaces discussion group after the main event.
Awesome, Rachel. And I could see again, like many emojis and etc. Again, one of the features, requested by plenty of you, and we got definitely our teeth into that. And Rachel, I have actually a question for you. I know it is not available to all of our users yet. So who can actually use this feature now?
Yeah, so we've had sort of an early access set up with some of our enterprise clients who have expressed that they're really excited to try the feature. So we're testing it with them right now, and we're hoping to release it to all enterprise users by the end of August.
By the end of August, that's really cool. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for presenting this. Cool. So we know, okay, Franky actually was added to a space. She can, so Franky was added to a space. She can, she has the polls ready and everything, Slido ready. But of course, she's using one of the presentation tools, right? And so maybe that's a question from me to you. What presentation software do you mainly use that you feel like, okay, this is the most important presentation tool? And maybe I will actually ask Anna to come back on stage as well over here. I mean, are you surprised by the PowerPoint winning over here?
I gotta say, I think I've been using PowerPoint since I was like 12 years old, because I was in like the computer era, you know, of at school. Yeah, no, PowerPoint I've been using since I was a kid, and I probably couldn't imagine life without it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm definitely not surprised as well.
Mhm.
And I could see also many people even before were requesting some integration. Nice. All right. So let me go to the next slide over here, and again let's follow the Franky story. And Franky says, "Great, I have actually Slido event ready, but how can I connect it with my slides?" Very important question, isn't it? So let me introduce you to Brozy, our product manager for integrations. We're gonna hear a little bit more from him today, but first we are starting with PowerPoint.
That's right. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us. So that's right. Franky always uses PowerPoint slides to deliver her message for her team. So is there an easy way to take the polls she has or created and move them over to the slide deck? And there is. So Slido has an integration with PowerPoint. So this is what Franky is going to do. I'll show in this quick demo. There we go. So she's going to find the PowerPoint app in her start bar. And she's going to look for PowerPoint. And you'll notice when she opens it that there already is a file she's been working on. She's going to open that file. And there you go. You can see in the top right corner a green Slido button. Amazing. So the installation was successful. So she wants to now access the polls and the content in Slido. She obviously needs to log into their account. That should be quick and easy without any hiccups. Just like that. And when she's back, she will be able to see the question that she prepared. That was the warm-up question, if you remember from Rachel's video. She goes to the folder and she clicks the rating poll and it's added to the deck. just like that. So now she has her first question. She just thought of another question she would like to add to the presentation. Since they're talking about H2 and the plans for the next month, she thought of asking additional question that's going to help her understand what her team thinks and what opportunities they see they should be focusing on. So what's your top priority for the next month? Or for this month, sorry. Good. There's only one thing to do, which is to add to the presentation, and bam, it's right there. So she's ready. So this is all good. She's prepared. Now, this is amazing. However, Frankie is a Mac user. So does Slido work on Mac OS too?
Actually, sorry, I hate to interrupt. I know this was a question at the beginning as well, you know, in our poll. Slido currently doesn't support the PowerPoint integration for Mac. So that's kind of unfortunate. But, oh, actually, just a moment. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? What? Slido is going to support PowerPoint for Mac? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Wait, Brazzy knew the whole time? Brazzy, why would you hide that from us? Do you have, oh my God. Okay, well, okay, I'll tell him. Okay, bye. Brazzy, what the heck? Show us PowerPoint for Mac.
I know, I will. So that's right. It was very hard to keep from you, Anna, but we successfully managed to do that. So we're very excited to let you know that we finally hit our milestone and we started developing the integration on Mac OS. And in this demo that I'm going to show you, I want to show you the very first internal version of what we've been working on. So let's get to it. There we go. So in this demo, you can see that Frankie is going to, I can't see, there we go. Frankie's going to open the installation file she downloaded. It looks like this. She double clicks the button, which installs the add-in in her PowerPoint file. There we go. And when she's ready, she can open the PowerPoint file or the presentation. There we go. She finds the file. And there you go. The button's right there in the top right corner. It's the same button that you would find also on Windows. She obviously needs to log in first to access everything. And when she's successful, she will be able to see the poll questions and they will be live in this presentation. There you go. So same sidebar, same buttons, and same experience. So this, everyone, is the current shape and the current state of the integration. We're in development, but we're opening the waitlist tonight. So we're hoping to give you early access in the next few months so you can start playing around with it.
This is insane, yeah. I have to say, I know, like, we had Windows version actually for a really long time, and it wasn't just because we didn't want to make the Mac version, but it was technically like ridiculously much harder project than the Windows integration. But Brazzy, I have actually a couple of questions for you, or mainly one over here. Like, when we can expect this Mac integration to be generally available for everyone?
Hopefully as soon as possible, but by the end of this year, everyone should have it.
So again, still there's plenty of work actually ahead of us, but we feel like we know how to do it, and we know the way. Nice. So let's continue with the Frankie story now. And amazing. I'm ready to present, either if it's Windows or it's Mac. She's ready to present. And but how can actually my team members vote in Slido polls? That's an interesting question over here, because of course they can scan the QR code, or you can send them link, but maybe there is a better way. So let me introduce you Brazzy again, who is going to show you Microsoft Teams update.
That's right. So she's got everything ready, the slides, the polls, she's good to go. However, the question that she needs to answer now is how are people going to vote? That's the question also Kraki is asking. So she's very lucky because her company is using Microsoft Teams, which is amazing because we also have an integration with Microsoft Teams. We've recently introduced a number of updates which will make the experience so much better. So Frankie's covered, we got her back, and I'm going to show you now how it currently works through a little demo. There you go. So here you can see that Frankie joined the meeting and she started sharing screen and she's showing everyone her PowerPoint deck. So that's the window with the PowerPoint logo in the bottom left corner. Everyone else, her colleagues and participants, are joining through the Teams meeting. So that's the window with the Microsoft Teams logo. They can already see, everyone who joined, they can already see the slide deck. That's why you can see the same thing in both windows. Just to make sure you're not lost in this demo, you can also see that there's a presenter tag and a participant tag. So that should make things quite clear. So she's ready to present, and when she gets to the first poll that she added to the presentation, it shows on the screen and everyone in the meeting gets a pop-up message like that, and everyone can vote in the message. So as the votes start coming in, Frankie's very relieved that it's working, and the results update in real time on the screen. I'm going to pause here for a bit. So you can see everyone's on the same page, and this is amazing because this is exactly what Frankie's after. She wants engagement and focus from the team, and this is what she's getting. Good. When she's ready to move on, she just continues in her presentation and the poll disappears. And she covers more slides and more content. And as she gets to the next poll, the participants can vote again. She's been a bit nervous about this question because she wants to make sure they're working on the right things. So let's see what's there for the next month. Sorry, for this month. And as participants vote, the responses start coming up on the screen, just like that. And she's very relieved because she can see that the team picked the right things, and she's very happy about that. And when she's ready to move on again, the poll deactivates and she can carry on. And she can focus on the H2 plans now and discuss that. Now you can achieve this type of magic by using both PowerPoint and Teams. This is already available for everyone. And the funny thing is that Frankie realized after the meeting that, hey, she didn't even realize she was using any type of app or technology because it just worked seamlessly. It was very smooth. She forgot that she was using anything. She just presented her slides. And that's the type of experience we're here to deliver for our presenters too. If you have any questions about Teams or PowerPoint, we're running a workshop after this event. So join us. Anna and I will be there to help you with questions and discuss insights.
Pretty awesome. I'm so proud actually of this integration and how it kind of like seamlessly works together. It's just magic. Brozy, maybe just to recap actually. So we already have Teams integration, and what you presented that's already out, right now.
Yes.
What is the biggest difference between the integration that we had before for Microsoft Teams and this one?
Originally, the participants wouldn't be notified about the poll question. They would just be clueless. And many times, even the hosts didn't know that participants didn't know. So with this change, we were able to bring Slido up for people when it's relevant in a very timely manner. And everyone is engaged and they can vote when it's the time to vote. And then when the hosts move on to the next slide, again, the pop-up disappears and presentation can continue. So that's the biggest thing. It's the fact that it appears automatically for everyone.
Nice. And I know we are working on some couple of updates that we want to bring actually this year as well. Would you like to share some?
Yes, there's so many. Well, I'll just mention two. The first one is the redesigned side panel for the hosts. That's the first big thing, the next big thing we want to introduce. So it's easier to navigate and the UI is a bit nicer to what we have right now. And the second big thing is authentication. We understand that when participants join or when the hosts join the Teams meetings and they want to use Slido, they want to go do like login and the email and the password. We want to automate that and make it as seamless as possible for both parties.
Beautiful. So seamless joining also for the participants. Nice. Awesome. Thank you very much. How about we continue with the Frankie story? So let me show you actually what's next over here. So Frankie says, it was great meeting. I love how my team actually participate in polls and share their ideas. Is there an easy way to see my poll results and evaluate the meeting further? And with that, I would like to introduce Graham over here, our product manager responsible for analytics.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Cracky. And hello, everyone. It's great to see so many of you here. So as Cracky was saying, I'm going to talk you through some of the things we have been doing with regards to analytics and the way that Frankie can understand the kind of things that happen during her meeting. So now that the meeting has happened and Frankie thought it was a great success, she's headed over to the analytics page within Slido to try and get a bit more information and insight on what actually happened. And the first thing that she sees right at the top of the page is this engagement overview for the meeting. So this shows her how many people engaged with Slido during the session, because some people had their camera off and it was hard to tell whether they were fully listening, but she can see from here that people were engaging through Slido, and she's got some great scores there. So the first one looks at how many people engaged with Slido in any way, and then the other two scores focus specifically on Q&A and poll engagement. And if she wants to, she can also expand that bar and delve a little deeper and see a few more data points. Frankie also included a Q&A session in her meeting. And so she heads to the Q&A insights section of the analytics. And here she can see all of the questions that were asked, how many votes each question received, the number of people that voted, a word cloud of the topics, and also a new thing we want to highlight, or new features, is around question sentiment. So with this, Frankie's able to see the topics and the questions that perhaps people were optimistic about or had positive sentiment towards, and also if there are any that perhaps had a slight negative sentiment or perhaps would be cause for concern. So what she can do is she can use our sentiment filters and easily click and see which questions had various sentiment. And so here she is clicking on the positive sentiment filter, and you can see that the questions changed to those that have positive sentiment. And we can see that one of the key things that people were really happy about in that meeting was the fact they might get discounted stocks. So that's great, and that really helps to understand the kind of topics that are top of mind for her team. And also she might notice that there's a couple of negative questions. So again, she can filter those questions by negative sentiment and see if there's any areas she might want to focus on, or that might be a slight cause for concern. As we saw, Frankie also ran a couple of polls in her meeting, and she now wants to share the results of those polls, both with people that attended the meeting and perhaps those that weren't able to attend as well. And we've made this super easy for her. So now within analytics, any of the poll results that you see, any of the poll information here, the graphs, the charts, and now it's really easy to take those out of Slido and either download them as an image or copy that image straight to your clipboard. So here Frankie wants to share this poll, and she's gone in and she's going to copy that image to her clipboard, and then she's able to head over to that PowerPoint presentation that we saw earlier, and she's able to paste that those poll results directly into that presentation nice and easily, and she can then share that with the team. And she could post those into a messenger, into an email, or into a PowerPoint, as she's doing here. So those things that I've shown you so far are already available in the product, but there's and have been there for a little, have been launched in the past month or two. But now there's something I want to show you that is coming up and will be with us in the next few weeks. And it follows on the theme of sharing, and it's a brand new way to share your event analytics. So after the meeting, Frankie can go into event analytics and she can find our brand new sharing tool and report builder. And from here, what happens is you see the bar comes in from the side, and she can pick which of those three sections she wants to share, or she could share all three or any combination. But in this instance, she just wants to share the poll results with everyone. So she selects poll results and then creates a custom link that takes people directly to those results. So she can then message that link to anyone she chooses, and they can go and see all of the results from the polls that she included in her meeting.
Wow, thank you, Graham. Beautiful. You already mentioned my question. What I wanted to ask is actually when it is coming out. You said
yes. So we're just finishing up with some internal work and a bit of testing internally, but it'll be with us. The sharing tool will be with us next month in April. So a nice Easter present for everyone.
That's awesome. So hopefully all of you are signed up to our newsletter. You will get a notification about it. Really cool, really cool. So let's get back to Frankie. So she understands all of the data from the meeting as well that she presented. But maybe she's actually thinking that it was a great success, and yeah, she's happy to show the results even with her boss. So even the boss is super happy. But maybe she's thinking about if Slido, we are in 2023, is wondering about any kind of AI or GPT integrations. So we thought in proper Slido spirit, we wouldn't kind of just be like, okay, we have this idea, let's just build it, and let's see if it sticks. We like to talk to you and talk to customers about like actually what kind of ideas would really work for you. So we have 4 ideas, and we would like you to vote on them. And of course, we would like to actually, if you have any kind of other ideas, you can please send them through and give us some ideas what else we can potentially build. So the first one we have is automatic polls or quizzes generator about certain topics, or perhaps even from the content of your presentation. The second thing that we have is summarizing trends, analytics after meetings to some meaningful report. The third thing would be grouping similar questions based on context. We have some feature like this, but with GPT, we can probably improve it actually quite a lot. And the last thing, we have an idea, maybe GPT can suggest or draft answers to the questions that you got asked. So here are the ideas. So let's see, what do you think? And you can actually stack rank those ideas, how we should focus on those. And if you have any kind of ideas in the text poll, please feel free to send us. So I'm going to invite Anna on stage again and just to help me to comment on the polls. What do we see? Summarizing trends.
Seems like a close battle.
It looks like, yeah.
Analyzing polls or quiz generator about certain topics or from the content of your presentation. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the skills that everyone could use practice on, right? Like sometimes if it's not your skill set, you just don't know what questions you should be asking. And it would be really nice if the software could suggest it for you.
Absolutely, yeah. And to be honest, I really like the idea of having it from your presentation, like suggest.
Totally.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, it looks like now it's just barely been beat out by summarizing trends and analytics after meetings to a meaningful report. So as you saw, we already have some really great updates to our analytics, but I couldn't agree more with this, right? Right now, it requires a lot of expertise from people to be able to manipulate data, manipulate things in Excel. It's not everyone's strong suit, and just being able to unlock, those kinds of powers by using the power of AI would be really helpful.
It would be. What do you think the suggest answers to questions is the last one?
Well, maybe that's the part that gets rid of the human touch. And I think probably the things that we can do best ourselves, but maybe number 1 and 2, we might need a little bit more help with.
Yeah, nice. All right, we already have actually more than 100 people responding to this question. So thank you very much. Let's have a quick peek into NPS poll. Nice. Get a picture of a word cloud. Nice. Yeah, not that many ideas, but yeah, I think.
Create a picture of a word cloud would be awesome.
Summarize the mood. Yeah, really interesting one. All right, so let me actually recap what we discussed so far. So what does it mean? What does it all mean for Frankie? So the first thing I mentioned at the beginning, what we like to do is really, or what we are focusing on, build a super user experience. So Frankie can easily navigate, but she also has like all of the necessary tools when she needs to present something to the audience. The second is seamless integration, and I think you could definitely see the focus on the integration that we have, and it all has to work beautiful and seamlessly with not only the integrations like PowerPoint and Teams, but also the other integrations that we have or planning to have. The third thing would be collaboration, and you can see we really started actually focusing quite heavily on the collaboration. I really want to understand also from you how you collaborate when you do your trainings, when you do all hands, when you do your events, to really understand that. And the fourth one would be insights. So how Frankie can easily find and interpret the data from the meetings, and this is what we are really focusing on, as you could see. So now is, I think, my last question actually for you. Oh, actually, no, two more questions. So the first one is, what are the 3 updates that you are the most excited about? So pick 3 of those so we understand actually what we brought you as the main value. And I kind of suspect that the PowerPoint could be actually quite high over there. So I'm thinking about the mainly 2 other places what would actually win. So improved workload, that's pretty cool. That's really nice to see.
I'm a little bit biased, but PowerPoint as well because that's my team and we're having a lot of fun working on it.
Analytics, improved workload. Really nice.
PowerPoint makes sense because it was the #1 favorite presentation tool that we saw, or most commonly used presentation tool in our previous poll.
And also Meg integration is the most requested feature that we have.
And kudos to the analytics team as well. It looks like it's a highly excitable update that we shared today. So congrats to the team and thank you for sharing your enthusiasm as well out in the audience.
Awesome. I love that feature where you can just copy a particle poll and just share it somewhere. That's
Copy to clipboard.
oh my goodness, like
incredible.
Yeah, such an easy thing to share the results.
Awesome.
Nice. And now finally I have my last question over here, and that was what Brozy promised, and that's actually the waitlist. And we have a couple of things over here. So we have PowerPoint for Mac, we have Spaces, and also the AI enhancement. So also the second question there, which I'm not going to show on the screen, is if you like to be part of our beta program. So you're gonna see the features really firsthand. First, just design prototypes and all just user research calls like, please tell us how would like to actually use Slido. Those features that you suggested and et cetera. And if you can, please give us your email address so our user research team can contact you. That would be awesome, and you can really be part of our development and almost like part of our team.
PowerPoint is losing, even though everyone was most excited about it. Wow, I'm loving the race we're having today.
This is pretty cool. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. And Spaces second, awesome. Yeah, I'm super happy actually to see Spaces as a second thing, because I really hope many people, or I believe many people, are collaborating quite a lot during when they're preparing for presentation, etc. Nice. We have still 10 people responding. 8 people responding, still typing their emails. I could see typing emails also in the chat, as you can see. So yeah.
I mean, I guess this answered question #1, which is 2023 is the year of AI, was one of the biggest answers, and it looks like it's also one of the biggest answers for what people want to be notified about.
Yeah, but we'll get those email addresses also from the chat. Don't worry. Cool. I think it's worthwhile to wait a little bit. We still have a bit of time. So for those 3 participants voting, but yeah, this is awesome. I think this deserves another selfie. You know, just joking.
We could do those live selfies, you know, so we can see the stream of emojis popping up. That would be really good. We want to capture our audience too. You guys are so important. Thank you for your participation today, by the way. It's been really wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So now I'm just giving the word to you, and then I'll pop in for the Q&A.
Awesome. Happy to take it from here. All right, before I move on with what's next before our Q&A, I just want to give a big congratulations to all of the teams that have been working on these enhancements for the product over the past several months. I hope that what you saw today, you are so impressed by. I know I am absolutely impressed and floored with the work that our team has been putting together. And with all the emojis, all of the different hands, it looks like you are equally as excited. So thank you so much for sharing your enthusiasm. So what can we look forward to before our Q&A? First, I'd like to announce coming up again, we've got a very new Ask the Slido team session. We'll be breaking out into the topics that seem to interest you most. So we've got a topic for Spaces, Microsoft Teams, AI, and a general question space for you all to join. We will be posting the links and passwords in the chat for you to join the sessions that interest you. So make sure to be checking the chat if you'd like to join us. This is optional. You don't have to stay, but of course, we would love to have you and to hear more from you. If you enjoyed this Slido event, I know I did, but I'm not biased. Please join us for our next event. We will be having both an in-person and virtual component. This will be live in San Francisco. It is our Slido flagship event we call Slido Elevate. And this year's theme is how to build a healthy team culture in a hybrid world. I can only imagine that you are all asking yourselves the exact same question and that you've been asking yourself this question for at least the last, 2.5 years. And as you've made progress, so have some of the wonderful leaders that will be joining us in this event from Asana, Gainsight, Culture Amp, and T-Mobile. We'll be discussing this live using Slido as well, of course, in true Slido fashion. If you'd like to register, please go to slido.com/webinars, and we'd love to see you either live or in person. I know I'll be there, and I'm pretty fun to hang out with. Awesome. And then, of course, in true Slido fashion, we have to ask you for some feedback using Slido. So please do share your feedback with us about the event. What did you like? What could we improve? What would you like to see more of next time? Whatever your thoughts are, we want to hear them. So I'll go ahead now and activate the feedback poll in the Slido, in the Slido sidebar. If you're not using the sidebar, of course, please go ahead and fill this out in your browser or on your phone. This will stay live while we move forward to our next section, which is, of course, the Q&A. So let's go ahead and get started with that. All right. And now, just to set some expectations, we will not be able to get to every single questions, but we will absolutely do our best. So let's go. Let's get this party started. All right, this looks like our most liked question, so we'll start here. And the question from Philip. Thank you so much for your question. Do you plan to add more question types for quiz/survey? For example, associate a picture to its corresponding text/answer. Cracky, I think I'm going to go ahead and hand this one to you.
Yeah, that's a question for me for sure. I can't promise this one. So currently, this is not on our roadmap for this half a year. I have to be honest with you. It might be a chance that it will come to our roadmap for the next half a year, but we don't have those. We don't have the roadmap ready yet. So definitely we take it as a consideration, but I wouldn't like to promise that.
Awesome. Thank you for your honesty. And Philip, thank you for your question. Moving forward, didn't see this one coming. Any updates on the Zoom integration? And I think, Cracky, I'm coming to you again.
Yeah. On the other hand, I have, I think, good news over here. We didn't want to present it as a huge news part of the presentation because we haven't started working on this already, but it is on our roadmap, and we'll be working on the Zoom integration this year. And we also believe that we can make it, we can have it done this year as well. So stay tuned for Zoom integration. Rosie will be definitely involved over there.
Yeah, we got our work cut out for us, but yay for job security. Awesome. So next question is coming from Craig. Craig, thanks for your question. Slido is a fantastic tool which has made virtual events at my organization vastly more engaging and interactive for our audience. I just wanted to say thank you. Well, wow. Okay, I should have read that before I said it was a question. Thank you, Craig, for the compliment. We hope you all agree. I know I agree as well. And we're going to continue to make this a tool that provides this kind of benefit for you.
And I also love the title Employee Experience Lead over there, which is a great title, actually.
Yeah, it's probably your positivity that and the compliments that's helping you continue with that title as well. Yeah. Thank you so much for your compliment. Our next most liked question is from Lila. Thank you for your question. Would love to see a question branching. For example, first question, do you have pets? If yes, move to the second question. Second question, do you have a dog? If first question answers no, move to the next section or end the poll. Is that on the roadmap? And Cracky, looks like it's all your questions right now.
It is my question, and I would give the similar answer as the first one. We are currently focusing on those things that I mentioned before, and this is not currently as part of the roadmap. I know we have a team which might be looking at this, but I can't promise again that this will actually be part of our roadmap. What we really want to be and grade at is actually a live interaction experience. It doesn't mean that we'll not go actually this route as well, but so that's why the survey is not something we currently have on our roadmap. Mm-hmm. And awesome. Enhancing surveys and stuff like that.
Thanks, Cracky. And by the way, team, before we move on to our next question, as you can see, there's a little thumbs up button. feel free to go and scroll through the different questions and give a thumbs up to the questions that are most important to you. That will help us prioritize them in the next 9 minutes that we've got to answer questions. All right, thank you, Lila. Our next question, we can switch speakers here. Our next question is, any news about Teams integration in web version of Teams? And for this, Brazi, I'm going to go to you.
Yes, so this is now supported with the recent changes we released earlier this year. Slido works both on web and on mobile, so you should be good there.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
And I think we know the answer to this question, but any updates on the PowerPoint integration with Mac? And I think we were able to answer that today. Our team is actively developing it now. We do have an internal version that we're actively testing and working on. It's going really well, and we are super excited to have this out to you all by the end of the year. We're not going to promise a date, but it's coming to you this year, and the demo will be posted online as well.
Thank you.
Great. Our next question here is it possible to upload video to Slido questions? Thanks, Rasha, for your question. And for this, I believe I will ask you again.
Yeah, you can ask me. Yeah. So it's not currently possible. But Rasha, if that's okay, if you were part of the wait list that I shared, we would definitely like to understand the use case behind and understand, okay, what problem actually would it solve for you? And with that, we would definitely know more actually if this will be part of the roadmap or not. Currently, yeah, that's all I would like to actually say over here. So please tell us actually how we like to use Slido. I can see a couple of scenarios over here, but I would like to understand the problem a little bit more. So if you can, please put your email in. We will be happy to get in touch.
Awesome. Thank you, Cracky. And thank you, Rasha, for your question. Next question coming from Daniel. In the word cloud, it would be great to get similar answers merged into one answer. So for example, similar terms into one question. Yeah.
Is this one? Okay.
Yep. I guess Cracky.
Let me read again because I was reading the one that was on the top. In the word cloud, it would be great to get similar answers merged into one answer. Oh yeah, okay. I think this is another area where we can leverage probably GPT and make it work out smarter. So I think this can be definitely on as part of the improvements. But yeah, thank you for the question over here.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. All right, I'm going to take this one quickly just to give Cracky a bit of a break for answering all these questions. Kelly, thanks for your question. Will Slido consider notifying account holders when a question comes in? We ask for questions to be submitted in advance and therefore have to keep checking back to see if anything comes in. Oh,
Yep.
Actually, I lied. That's for you again.
No.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I think this is an excellent feature. I haven't seen it on the roadmap yet, but yeah, definitely we should bring this with the Q&A team, and because I have the similar pain. I have to admit, really cool feature. Thank you very much. And I think Anna, we don't have entire 9 minutes because we wanted to give also a little bit of break for people
Sure.
before joining the. So let's take 2 more questions.
Awesome. And by the way, these questions, are really helpful for us because although it may sound like something that everyone's asking for, sometimes these are brand new requests, and we'll consider this like research for us, right? So please keep your questions coming. They're really helpful for us as we continue to develop the product. And if you don't hear your feature on the roadmap, don't be discouraged. As you can see, we really take customer feedback to heart. That's what all of these changes are about that we showed you today. And so we'll make sure to address those requests. Thanks, Kelly, for your question. All right, the next one we have, I'd like to get to a Teams question really quickly. What can Slido offer that we can't already do with MS Teams and other Microsoft products? Brazi, I think I'm going to come to you for this question.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's hard to draw the line because both products work and achieve the same thing, but there are certain things that only Slido can do well. The first one is that Slido is really there before, during, and after the meeting. So we're there throughout the entire journey with you. So that's one important thing. The second important thing is the integrations, as you saw in the presentation. It works seamlessly. It's just it just dances together. It's a very nice, beautiful dance, if you will. And the final thing is there are a few features that, for example, Microsoft Polls doesn't have. It's just one app that is very rich, and it helps you achieve certain things. So that's why I personally prefer Slido, not just because I work for Slido, but there really are things that might work well for you.
Awesome. Thanks. Is there anything you want to add, Kraken?
No, I think Brozzy knows the best.
Brozzy knows best. Wonderful. Thank you, Erica, and thanks, Brozzy, for your answer. We'll take one final question, and that is from Anonymous. A great feature, by the way. So when presenting a live Q&A poll on left under QR code Slido URL, the event code is displayed with the hashtag in front of it. Despite telling attendees to just use code, I will have at least 2 to 3 users each event type in the hashtag as well. Can it please be removed from the presentation view? Thank you. Go ahead. Did you want to say something about that?
Yeah, I can. It is an interesting, actually, request. It works. It should work also when actually they type the hash in. So they should definitely get in even if they type it in. So we keep it there because otherwise it would be like join slido.com, just launch. Sometimes you don't even understand what the code is, what is it about. With the hashtag, we like our understanding on also how like many events and etc. we attended, that people kind of understand almost right away that, okay, this is actually what I should do. I should type the just launch event code over there. We can have a look maybe a little bit closer, but this is how we understand that people, it should be like the easiest way for people to join.
Awesome. Thank you. Cracky, before we move on, did you want to address this question, or are we ready to move forward with our groups?
So, do you plan to have Slido admin portal integrated into Control Hub? We don't plan to have Slido admin integrated into Control Hub. That's for WebEx customers, just to mention for everyone. But we do plan to have analytics integrated and potentially later also team management into Control Hub. So that's definitely. And I can also answer the second question over there about Zoom. Yeah, similar to Teams integration, I would say. The Teams question that was there before. I think what is really beautiful about Slido and what I'm really proud of, how the teams, as Brozzy said, dance together, like how the integration's beautiful. Yeah, how it works together. You can use it even before the meeting, after the meeting, but also it works on offline settings. So if you have a hybrid meeting with people in the room and a couple of people online, again, Slido would be my best choice. So yeah, I would say that's about it.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, team, we've run out of time for questions. We did our promised 15 minutes. And now we'd love to give the opportunity for those of you that still have time to join us, to join the Ask Slido team discussion. Again, we'll have 4 different groups. If you check the chat right now, you'll see those 4 different links to take you to the rooms of the topics you might be most interested in. If you can't join us for those, we just want to say thank you for joining us today. We hope that you enjoyed the updates that you saw and that you're looking forward to what's yet to come on our roadmap. We would hope that you would join us again for one of our future events, whether it be in April or any future event that we have. If you need to find us, you know where to reach us at slido.com. Some of our emails have been shared as well, and we would love to hear more from you. Thank you all for being such wonderful attendees today, such wonderful customers, if that's how you identify. And have a wonderful rest of your afternoons. And in the meantime, the rest of us will join into our sessions. Thank you so much, everybody.